differences, like the panel did say, it's actually a mid TA rather than the mid Ember Spirit, so they're switching things up a little bit.
What's sort of the reasoning for this? Is this just because of the players in terms of what they're more comfortable on, or is this because you want to put, you know, that sort of lane setup with a certain matchup?
Not sure. I'm trying to. Let me say. So what? It's Ember versus now. It's going to be. I guess it's because the Ember has easier ways to play versus Dawn, and TA Chen maybe has some difficulty. I'm not sure. Because like the matchup, it's the TA and the Ember. They both have like this good matchup versus Puck, right? As we've always seen. Ember probably a little bit better one, but they decided to put the TA mid anyway. So yeah, it's an interesting approach. TA, I guess, is the level dependence. The one thing I do like for BZM is like if he gets a good game, he's able to get Shard. The Shard is really valuable versus Puck and everything. So maybe just looking to have priority on that. That's a cool TA set also, by the way. I've never seen this one.
Let's see if we get any action around these bounty runes, OG.
See if OG with their triple agility cores as well are able to do it, right? A little bit of a different one, especially like the Ember. He kind of is not really an Agi-core. He's an Agi-core, but he's like an active Agi-core. They actually just have 3 Agi-cores, so it's very
That's true. I guess they different. You know, they sort of have some sort of pseudo beef to them still, though, right? You got the refraction, or you got the shield on the Ember Spirit, so still sort of ways that you can kind of go in and soak up a fair bit of the damage.
Yeah, look at these lanes that are coming out. So they're okay. Yeah, very interesting how these dodges, I guess, are coming out. I wonder who's gonna. What are they trying to even dodge? I guess they're trying to dodge the Ember versus the Razor and have Razor versus Dawn. That kind of makes sense. But then the Dawn versus that Razor Shaker thing, the Dawn's actually able to break the link in some situations, and Dawn actually still does a lot of damage versus Razor. Even though you get your damage sap, this hero, just the hammer, the Celestial Hammer on its own is pretty significant. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how much of a fun time Amar has on there. And yeah, were you sort of surprised to see, or do you think this is just very much a hero that overall OG like playing with? Of course, Chu getting the Shaker in this time, you know, something we saw a lot when Seb was playing him with the team, but OG showing us, regardless if Seb's with them or not, Shaker still a hero they want to be playing.
They must have some concept with it, especially. It was and has always been a little bit versus Puck. You can do really good combo plays versus that hero with Shaker, but it just seems like something that they've thought of, especially with like Razor, with these Vipers, with these lane dominators. They just like to play it. But I think versus Puck, it's always been, yeah, you just get this nice chain stun. Always is going to give you opportunity from distance to catch that hero off guard.
I mean, down on this bottom lane, do you sort of reckon it's going to be close, or do you see one of these duos having a bit of a tough time?
No, I don't think it should be pretty free farm, actually. I think, if anything, Yuragi actually could get bullied. He has the Chen to kind of protect him, but if you look at that, just the right click, like I don't see how they'll ever bully Matu by any means.
True's going to have the regen, and indeed those hard punches.
Yeah, like I don't think Yuragi should ever die by any means, because it's an AA Lycan lane. It's like there's literally no actual kill threat by any means, but the harassment could push him away.
Oh, see, bottom. Cold feet will kick in.
I think he meant to dodge that one with the slight. Actually gets caught by it.
And over in the mid. Very, very even
Should
so
be pretty
far,
even.
as expected on the first few waves.
It used to be very difficult for Puck, but things have changed a lot, of course, over time to now. Puck actually does pretty okay. Of course, once like your level 5 comes out, the Puck's just moving from the lane at that point. You're also jungling and stuff, so matchup looks pretty good.
And do you imagine we'll see any early movements from either side towards that mid to try and throw the balance off? Yeah,
yeah.
He can leave this top lane, and Zai will be fine after a certain point.
He should be able. Like Zai has the ability to always disengage, right, with that Celestial Hammer. So I think Boxy, yeah, you can actually set up kill threat onto TA with a tiny plus Puck. So I could definitely see him moving around. I mean, could even see Chu. That's the thing. Chu could actually make the move and just follow Boxy. So no one should really get too far left out of the dust here. I think this should be pretty even lanes, I guess. I mean, Yuragi, the one I'm always looking at is Yuragi, but at the same time also now Yuragi, he's just gone for Flame Guard, and they actually can't break Flame Guard bottom, so he's able to actually bully Matu a little bit.
I see top, Boxy and Zai. They'll go for Amar. They'll have it. First blood for Boxy. As they take him down, realizing they have the enough burst. I mean, as you said, you know, Dawnbreaker very early on. Well, got to be one of the higher DPS heroes from the abilities alone. In terms of what they can provide with those early levels.
Just the hammer alone, honestly. The hammer must be one of the highest DPS abilities, just to throw it out there when you have 2 points in it. Even level 1, it's one of the higher ones. It's a really potent ability. That's a pretty big kill for that Dawn.
Yeah, with the wand and the bracer now, it's Zai, as you said already, just having the escape, but on top of that amount of HP, very hard for them to really ever kill him, unless Zaya overcommits to try and go for a mark.
And Boxy, he's got boots since he got the first blood there, the last hit. He's going to be able to actually roam a lot easier, so could definitely see him make that rotation to mid lane onto BZM. Yeah, I mean, this Flame Guard is actually working really nice, so take back what I said from before that he was going to struggle.
Matu's going to take a fair bit of damage on the way out there.
Yeah, cool approach.
Indeed, Insania, the magic number's not quite adding up enough to be able to take that off Yuragi.
And Taiga even taking a Divine Favor, an ability that we usually don't see taken too early. Usually they take the Penitence, so it's offsetting the harassment. It's actually giving Yuragi pretty solid farm, and he's got a bottle in the bottom lane, so something not too ordinary for your off laners, but he has the TA in the mid lane. He wants to be able to utilize runes as well. So cool. Seeing BZM stack for himself now, getting that Ancient and Hard Camp stacked as TA. We'll probably, I would imagine at least, Liquid will try to put some emphasis to try to get some vision over there early, maybe from Boxy, but right now we see Boxy puts the mid ward, and yeah, now we're seeing Matu. He's the one who's having trouble.
Yeah, this spam from Taiga.
Taiga has the creep. You got one of the good ones.
Harpy Stormcrafter causing some issues for Matu. He may have a little bit of regen from that Helm of Iron Will, but definitely not enough to give him the confidence to be able to step up to the creep wave. Of course, Yuragi is the Ember Spirit. If there's ever a Lycan close enough to him, he'll be ready to run them down with a fair bit of magical damage in this lane.
It's actually broken the lane. Matu TP's top because he just cannot even lane bottom, so that's pretty cool stuff from OG.
So they'll try it again from Amar. I'll have to back up a Chew. That will mean that Amar more than safe. So now with Matu sort of saying, I've got to be up here, bottom lane is just, I don't want to be there. We sort of see they maybe look for a kill as Zai trying to lead it on to Chew. Amar will get the static link going. It's not quite as easy of a dive here that Liquid would have wanted to, as Amar and Chew look to be safe for now.
They have a juicy creep wave, though. This is a pretty big wave, so Liquid is trying to get as much advantage and much tower damage as possible here.
See if they can find another angle to get in onto Chew and Amar.
OG's going to try to do similar. Yuragi, he's already shoved bottom lane very hard, so they have catapult wave on tower, too.
We'll see them go with the toss onto Amar. Avalanche. Not quite sure if it missed there or that was just a lag, but it looks like Amar was very easily able to walk away from that one. So again, Liquid's attempts to try and take down Amar, not successful on this top lane.
Oh, I thought they were maybe getting some of that spike there too. I actually didn't see if it was the Avalanche. I was dropped out as well. But yeah, so we're seeing the same thing. I saw as soon as they saw Lycan move top, Yuragi was actually drawing the line to pressure bottom. So pops the Flame Guard, cuts the wave. Now he has the wave. He has a full wave actually onto the tower with catapult and a follow-up wave too. So this tower bottom is gonna die if Liquid actually doesn't react.
I was gonna say Insania. He can barely show his face down here, right?
Yeah.
That's if he gets anywhere close to Yuragi, he's getting walked down by the Ember Spirit. And not a lot that the AA can do to save themselves.
Yeah, Yuragi's saved the skill point as well too. So he's 0-1-3. He has the opportunity to get that chains in.
See again here up top, that attempt put to a stop by Chew. In position, having huge amounts of early game AoE stun to stop those sort of attempts from Liquid.
Pause gives him a little opportunity to discuss what's going on. Zai immediately TP's bottom when they see that big wave shoving in. He's going to get that juicy XP. An early level 6 likely to come out for the Dawn. And Matu, he's top. He's going to be sacked up here.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Because it's still not a fun lane for Matu. He's gone up to the top lane because there's less threat of him dying, as there may have been into the dives down bottom, the pressure down bottom. But of course, up here, he has to lane against a Razor.
But the same thing, they know that Dawn now is 6. Zai actually is a bit limited on mana, but if there is an aggressive play that happens in top lane that they try to go onto Matu,
he's got the
Zai comes in and
coming out.
Okay, so now he'll have mana to be able to join into any of these aggressive plays that happen. We're actually seeing the move already. Mikke looking to join top so that they can actually give space for Matu to farm. Does mean that now BZM, as soon as the puck's not in the mid lane, he's going to shove that wave into the tower so he can get some good pressure there. Similar kind of moves coming out from both sides this early game.
Is there potential for Mikke to join up top and go for an attempt onto Amar underneath the tower? Is this going to be like how easy is this to execute?
Pretty easy. I mean, they have Dawn, right? If he just coils and just throw a Dawn ult and then they can dive, Because like if it's only the Razor, OG full TPing in, these like Chen is not a hero that really TPs in early on, especially. Shaker's still low level, so they can't actually TP and help up there too much. But we'll see Mikke. He'll play toward mid, look for the rune as it spawns bottom. So BZM got a very nice one, the haste rune. And Yuragi's actually, Yuragi's just getting this full free farm, but
See
there's
mid.
the coil.
There's the setup. We'll be able to get out to the side here before Zai comes crashing in, but it's still a successful kill for Liquid. As BZM not able to run away. Even with that haste rune, they had him on the way back round.
Better priority than then for them to go for like top. They actually get to go for this mid tower.
They might get
pressure
more
now
as well
too.
here. Mickey poking towards Chu. Boxy. They'll have the control. Zai's in with the damage. Liquid, they'll pick up both kills around the mid. And in fact, up top, Amar looks like he may have bitten off a bit more than he could have chewed there underneath the tower. Looks like he was trying to go for Matumba Man. But Matumba and Insania able to turn it around and take him down as well. 4 kills now for Liquid.
That's a huge death. I mean, that's more than level 6 now for Matu. He's got his Dominator finish too, and they get the mid kill and some decent pressure too. That's pretty huge. As we said though, Yuragi, he's having the freest game ever. As after that bottom lane, has his corrosion finished up. That Flame Guard has done wonders for him to be able to farm him and Taiga. Speaking of Taiga, might be in some trouble.
Set up once again from Boxy. Will be held back by the chains of Yuragi, and that will save Taiga. Taiga's able to walk away from them this time.
Okay.
And we'll see again. This is what happened up on the top lane. Amar pushing his hero a little too far beyond the limits of its potential there as he gets in under the tower. Tries to go for the kill.
Good TP from Insania too, right? Now Insania off of that kill also, didn't mention it, but he's now 6 after getting some space in the mid lane. So very early to have this Ice Blast to set up. And the supports on OG, yeah, as we mentioned, a little bit under-leveled because of how much they've had to kind of move around. Global threat, as the panel had talked about, is at an all-time high here for Liquid. The Dawnbreaker ult's going to be constantly up. Ice Blast too, just so much threat on these side lanes.
And they're bringing in Mickey towards the top lane. Quick smoke from the two of them. Dream Coil, Ice Blast should be good enough setup to blow up either of these heroes.
1,000 HP. I mean, this Razor will die so quick if he gets caught by the coil. He gets scouted, though.
There's the coil setup, and here's the blast follow-up. They'll even be ready to jump over with Zai.
Ooh.
Amar not standing a chance to the combo of Liquid.
Looks like the blast was almost going to miss, and then a nice play from Matu. He actually Wild Wing rippers and pulls him back into it, so nicely done there from Liquid. Mid-tower, though, OG, every single time they do see a move happening, they try to make a move of their own. But Liquid quick to respond.
I mean, Zai TP's in. BZM tries to stand his ground for a bit. He's got Chu to back up with the Fisher. They lock down Zai. They'll be able to take him down. BZM pretty much getting handed a kill there. Zai felt that he could just frontline the defense, but OG, they've got the numbers, and they're looking for more. Yuragi chains onto Boxy. Won't be able to dive for tier 2. Also Insania poking in from the side, but Yuragi, he'll be quick to turn his attention over towards the Ancient Apparition and chase him down instead. Fisher's there to lock him down. Final right click from Yuragi will secure the kill as OG strike back around this mid area. 2 kills and a tier 1 tower taken out of the mid lane.
Amar also going to get the Dominator creep top. Yep, this was big moves. As we said, OG, every time they do see some type of move from Liquid happening, Liquid expended a lot up top, right? Ice Blast was used, Coil was used, Solar Guardian was used. Immediately, OG go to mid lane and get some pretty big momentum onto their side. Now 2K lead for them after just that. That's pretty huge. A Blink Dagger actually for BZM. So looking to play active even though they are playing like this, like you mentioned, the 3 Agis. They're playing the 3 Agis of just looking to fight constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
As you say, BZM with his Blink and Yuragi just being an Ember Spirit. These are cores that, they're not going to be AFK hitting the creeps. They'll be getting in your face and getting involved.
Yeah, really cool stuff, actually. Setting up around top 2, probably expecting a move onto the Razor again, BZM, as well as Chu.
See if they can finish off Boxy. As I'll have the trap slow. Amar. End of that link will finish him off. Another kill for OG. See Liquid look to go for the combo once more. The ults are back up. They'll smoke up the two of them. Mickey and Insania ready to get back on the hunt.
OG's getting a crazy amount out of the map, though, with these
these
movements.
2 cores are getting very far. BZM and Yuragi, each passing moment, they're just cleaning up that bit more of the map than Mickey and Matsumaman are able to do.
Yeah, BZM, Yuragi are farming, and Taiga's actually taking the entire Radiant jungle. He's actually just farming their jungle as his Chen. He has mech finished already.
We'll see them find Chu. They'll drop the combo for it. It's just the support kill, though. I think they would have hoped for something bigger, but they make the call to go for it when they see Chu TPing. They don't want to let him, get to make the move that he was looking for.
See what they look to do with any of that downtime, though. As we mentioned, Coil's down, Ice Blast down. There's still Solar Guardian. I think Liquid, after that top play, they're going to be a little bit more hesitant of how they commit all 3 of these big spells. But they know where Zai is, and Yuragi's actually in perfect position to go for him.
Suicide's got any way out of this. He has got a TP, but of course with chains available and the stun of a Centaur potentially. going to be able to have the chance to try for the TP out. The best he can do is just run. Iragi is the Ember Spirit. Many ways to close the gap and close off any hopes there for Zai.
Massive, really. OG. Making moves everywhere and putting pressure all over the map and taking all the farm. It's really big stuff. And continue to defend these towers. Like BZM even showing up to defend with Chu at his side.
Yeah, they need to continue to just try and find these moves, Liquid, around Mickey. He needs to get the kills. If he's not getting the kills on the other side of things, OG, STA, he's just getting further and further ahead. Soon to be already like 1,500 goals ahead, just 13 minutes in BZM. That gap, it's only getting bigger between the two of them.
And they can actually look to pressure this mid tower. Okay, now this coil, Yuragi, but Chu's there to stop the pressure.
The Flame Guard's already up as well, so pretty much going to block all of that magical tick damage coming in. Yuragi doesn't care at all. Now into the mid lane, OG, they're ready to bring in the backup and take this fight with the ults of Liquid already used. Boxy, try and remove the trap. OG, they'll remove him from the game. Boxy goes down. Amar, he's more than fine and happy to deal with the summons hit from Matu, as there's no fight for Liquid to be had here. They've got to back off.
They are looking to walk into Roche.
I mean, OG know how strong they are. I mean, again, another situation where the Dream Coil, the Ice Blast was used, but didn't get anything at all this time round.
And now it's Chen with the TA, which is probably one of the reasons they went for the TA on
easy
top
Roche.
of it versus Puck. Yeah, this Roche is likely to go down. Let's see. Ice Blast in 15, Coil in 28.
I mean, can they go for any sort of steal? I mean, Mickey's not quite in position to look for the jump in. They may feel already they've got to try for something drastic, though, Liquid, as this game is starting to slip away from them quite fast with the lead that OG's building up.
Oh, Boxy.
And he's caught out by the Fisher, trapped in. He'll turn with the Avalanche. Zai jumps over with the Solar Guardian. BZM getting low. She will try and use the Echo to hold them back, but BZM will fall. Liquid.
Okay.
They take out the two of them.
Pretty good.
They'll get Tiger as well here with a chase. And of course, Roshan, it's still up and ready. Liquid able to bring the fight to OG just in time, getting them away from the Roshan pit. Yuragi, Remnant at the ready. He'll jump out.
But now Liquid can probably just walk in and take it themselves. Oh, God.
I mean, buybacks are ready, folks. You want to go for some risky play to get straight back over and contest this. Because otherwise, I think Liquid, they may just be able to finish this one. OG with the two heroes alive, they can't really get over and push Liquid away. A big move from Liquid.
That was really interesting how it all played out, too, because I think the way it kicked off and started was Boxy went onto an illusion, and then they got baited onto Boxy, which caused the huge combo to come onto the TA, which kind of just pushed OG from being able to actually fight there. That was very fortunate for Liquid, I would say.
Very important fight for Liquid. I mean, they were also, what, like 4K behind. Yeah, you see it at the top. At this sort of early stage of the game, but they also lost the Aegis into the hands of OG. Again, would have been in a very rough spot. But Liquid, with this fight, securing themselves the Roshan.
Yeah, the Fissure actually kind of playing against BZM. They're trapping him inside there with that Puck and with the Dawn.
See what Liquid can get done now with the Aegis on Mickey. See how they're able to force the next bit of action. Already Zai getting aggressive onto Amar up top.
Big damage. We do have 15 minutes now coming in, so we do see the Shard coming into play. Just wondering if we do see BZM pick it up too, so he can deal with the Puck a little bit on that TA. Probably wants to emphasize getting his items first, though. He's got his Deso now finished, and yeah, it's all right before, like right after that Roche happens. Now they're starting to get these big items that would have actually helped them for it. Now Matu, he's got his Overlord finish, so that's going to help them a lot as top Chu.
He steps up. He's going to get caught by the cold feet proc. He'll get taken out. His dream of farming the Blink Dagger will continue to be put on hold.
All right, and Liquid now have found quite a bit of footing too. Their ults are all up. They're always constantly be able to threaten across the map with that global potential. And Matu, as we mentioned, Helm of Overlord is done too, so quite a lot tankier. And this is when the hero actually becomes that big threat.
The creep wave moving in top.
Taking pressure.
To go for the tier 2 here, open up that top half of the map. Get that outpost under control.
Yeah, the BKBs are still not quite there. The OG needs to have BKBs to be able to fight into this big magic team fight lineup that Liquid has, and yeah, all three a little bit away from it. Yuragi's actually quite close. Same thing for Amar. So right now it looks like they're willingly sacrificing this to be able to finish those timings.
I mean, for OG, you just sort of avoiding fights completely during this Aegis time?
Yeah, I mean, right now just finish BKBs like I was mentioning, right? So I think it's 600 for the Razor. Yuragi's about 300. BZM's is going to be a bit longer, but I think once they have the 2 BKBs, then they can look to actually start fighting. But yeah, for Liquid right now, it's Hunt. It's Hunt all over the place because you've got that global threat. We see them already looking to. Boxy placing a deep ward behind the tower, too, to try to scout anybody. Could get some decent tossbacks.
Well, look at the catch. To BZM, see if they can do it with the ults. Yes, they certainly can.
Best
the three of them come crashing down onto BZM. He's gone, and of course Liquid, they'll now look to push on for more. Straight over to Tiger. Zai takes out another. As Amar desperately scramble up towards the high ground, but Liquid even teasing with the idea of diving in a little bit for this. They won't chase him under the tier 4s, but they will cause him to have to run back to the fountain to heal up.
But the Chen army's gone too. They got, I think, every single one of the creeps there, pushing them all the way back into the base.
Creep wave has been pushed out though, so won't be able to go for the tier 2 mid quite yet.
But huge. Liquid now can take over the opposing jungle too. Both of those tier 2s kind of drop down significantly, so they can take the outpost as well. And yeah, they can keep doing keep threatening a lot too, because that's when you have this type of map advantage and you have global threat too, it's a lot more difficult for a team like OG when they're kind of reliant on those BKBs to get much out of the map. You're always going to be scouted by some type of wolf or something on the map. Okay, BKB is done for Yuragi, and he finds a very fortunate item, neutral as well. Essence Ring. Of course, one of those few quote-unquote heals that will bypass the AA ult, so maybe you could see that actually save him in some scenarios. And Amar will have BKB done too, so as we mentioned, those timings that OG was looking for will be hit. But Liquid's, I mean, so happy because of that whole Roche situation.
Yeah, only 40 seconds left on the Aegis now for Mickey. So next fight could be a bit risky. They don't take it carefully.
They just be very wary of the BKBs. That's the thing. They have to probably burst somebody down right before they get it, or just have to kite them out. Like just.
Ooh, they try to read the movement there from Yuragi, but Yuragi was prepared. Backs off. Pops the BKB as well, just in case they were to throw out more. But they're definitely riding on Yuragi, sort of blindly walking up to the high ground. But Yuragi wasn't falling for that one.
Zai.
So wants to get something out of this, and indeed shoot. I mean, Yuragi was thinking about throwing in a slight change to help out a little bit, but he'll bail on this now. Now he's caught out by the Dream Coil. Okay. Catch the two of them. Yuragi immediately snaps in. He has got the guard up. TP's heading over. But Tiger falls. They've got the control. Yuragi, he's out of it. Now get the kill, Liquid. See if they can get more. BZM will turn towards Zai. Matu able to break away from Amar with the speed that he has in that ultimate form. Escapes the Razor. Now they can maybe tease around with Amar's. Now his BKB comes to an end.
So much damage.
They'll take out Amar. BZM, the last one left alive. He's trying to go back for Boxy, but Boxy has got backup. He'll go in aggressively to finish off the kill, but in fact, he's not even going to be able to do that. Boxy survives. The Ice Bar's heading over. BZM taken out by Matumba Man.
And now Chu.
This is falling apart for OG. A slow, drawn-out fight that ends up with them dying one after another, and that was the BKB fight.
It was, and it was kind of, like you said, a one-by-one trickle through of each one of OG's cores, and the Puck got to just play the best game ever. Mickey, with an Ice Vortex down, is able to throw, I actually don't even know what, like 10 sets of Waning Rifts.
I mean, look at this. BZM,
uphill miss,
he
right?
really wanted to stick around for Boxy, but of course an incredible risk to take with the numbers that Liquid still had up on the map. And indeed, Mickey ready to go in and finish off some more there. That was a rough fight for OG. Liquid now up 18-8. And again, in quite a bizarre situation, a situation where Liquid, they just lost their Aegis. It had expired. OG's cause, they'd turn up with the BKBs. It didn't matter. Liquid still smashed them in the team fight.
It's just too much freedom for the Puck. I think they have to try to get something to try to shut down Mickey a little more, because they didn't go for the Shard on the TA like I was mentioning. That's a lot of times we've seen that be like that silence to deal with the Puck. But yeah, Mickey just got absolute freedom to cast, and during all of it, he has these pesky Ice Vortexes that just amp up his spells that much more. Yeah,
smoke up from Liquid.
They've got everything up. Every time they have their ults up, they're going to look to fight.
I mean, they've just shown, you know, despite the BKBs, they very much can poke them out of OG, kite them out, get back in.
Look at these Wolves. The Wolf is scouting out OG right now.
There's the jump. Straight in with the combo. Yuragi will get the BKB off in time. Quick remnant to jump to the side. He's got to be cautious. We'll see the heal from Zai being thrown out over towards Zai. Chu will Echo Slam some of the creeps in Matumba Man. Not catching any of the heroes, though. Zai does, of course, die there.
Matu?
He's still thinking about sticking around. He's relying on the fact that he's still got that few seconds of that boosted movement speed, but they have the searing chains. The ult will shortly come to an end. If there's any sort of stun in play, no. Matu kind of playing on the edge there, but he knows what he's doing. He gets out.
That was really weird. He just wolf formed, ran in. I think he was looking for if Mickey was able to find an opportunity to jump in from side, but they didn't want to risk anything there. Even though the BKBs were, well, I guess just the one BKB was uncool and they were afraid of something, just to kind of full commit.
I mean, that was very close as well. They nearly did combo
Almost.
down Yuragi. I mean, they pretty much caught him in a huge combo of spells, but not quite enough. Yuragi.
I didn't quite get to see. I didn't see. I think maybe the Essence Ring might have actually saved him. I saw that he was like amped up on health from it. I think it might have been the thing that did push it over. I caught it at the end of the tail, but
I like this as well from Yuragi. You know, considering what sort of situations he's being caught in, opting for the Mage Slayer as his next item.
yeah, can definitely be really nice versus that puck versus Tiny. Get him quite a bit tankier so he doesn't get burst. It's all about right, like him surviving if he's able to survive that initial burst. I can definitely understand why he'd want that resist.
Because damage-wise, they've certainly got that covered between BZM and Amar when it comes down to the physicals. So as long as Yuragi can live and jump around the fights and sort of be the annoying counterpart to the puck Mickey on the side of Liquid. OG, they need to make sure they've got one of these mobile heroes ready to chase him around the team fight and provide some sort of chance of making Mickey's life a little bit harder.
Chu has Shard and Blink now. BZM doesn't have the Shard yet, but he's going to be bringing it soon. So that'll be big solutions for Puck. Boxy?
And they'll come in here for Boxy. Jump forward, take out the Tiny.
Roche is back up, so we'll be on the menu for OG likely.
And see if OG can get away with it this time.
Just still have to be careful. Big AoE ultimates. Constant scouting from Ice Vortex and Wolves.
Nice got Amar with a decent bit of setup here in the mid lane. Solar Guardian's attempted by Zai, but the Fisher comes out. Zai, he'll die for this. Amar runs him down.
Perfect timing, really. It was like literally as the Solar Guardian even started, the Fissure caught on top of him.
And now, as you said,
they can get it.
We saw Liquid be able to interrupt the Roshan attempt to great success in tough circumstances last time round. Once again, 3 versus 5. It's not going to be easy to stop OG.
This time OG can zone with like 4 heroes while the TA just does it by himself.
Yeah, they're doing it much safer this time. Yeah. There looks to be very little way that Liquid can interrupt this one, as indeed the Aegis falls into the hands of BZM.
Nice approach, and now they get the shard for free. So
they're going to give it to Amar, the shard.
I think BZM had just bought it.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I think he wanted
actually,
it for the fight, and then they ended up getting the rush. So okay.
We'll see there once again. Chu, excellent stop to Zai's attempt to escape Amar. Now back in action. 18-11, 1K goal. We've had quite a few stomps today. Whatever happens in this game, yeah, we're not getting that here. This is definitely more what we're down to see here when we turn up on LAN. OG Liquid, 26 minutes in. Go either way. Mid lane. Yuragi playing it safe. As soon as they reveal themselves with a jump, BKB's out immediately.
I think he was asking for the trap. He was pinging. I think he was asking for BZM to use this trap because there's a shard on it. So I think he wanted to actually try to go for something onto Mickey there, but didn't end up happening.
I think at the moment what BZM, he was sort of pushing around that bottom lane, so maybe a bit preoccupied with sort of the concern that someone was going to be jumping down here whilst he farmed in that sort of risky position.
Right now OG has a pretty big window because now they get the silence, but they have the actual protection for Mickey. They have a pretty big window to go for these catch plays because of these triple BKBs plus Aegis. They can look to play pretty aggressive. And Matu's still quite not having his BKB done. He can't really walk into the fights too easily versus this Shaker.
Yeah, not at all. And against these double halberds.
No.
Well, so a single halberd.
Single
halberd. It's just on either side, right? Amar's got one here for OG. These eyes just picked up one.
One side there's traps, other side there's wolves. Both teams doing a good job of at least scouting each other out and being pretty obnoxious with that. See if Mickey decides to itemize to deal with these traps because they're starting to get pretty frustrating.
See that Zai get the jump on Chu. And Amar's going to maybe see if he can help out. Hand of Gold will be popped, but it's not enough to save Chu. So he can turn with the coil onto Amar, but BKB's at the ready. See if Liquid can kite this out, maybe get back in after the BKB comes to an end. But Yuragi and BZM, they're ready to stand tall and help out Amar around this mid lane. Ice Blast, not going to do much at all there as Amar steps out to the side. So a few ultimates of Liquid's coming to an end now.
A pretty big whiff there from Insania. They have to be very careful of how they do use those AA blasts. OG just continuing to look to pressure when they have this Aegis, even though they did use... Okay, they did only actually use one of the BKBs. BZM quickly makes his way bottom. We'll be able to get a tier 2. Make good use of this Aegis.
I mean, he'll certainly think about chasing this down. Amar ready to help out as well. Mickey's going to jump in. Solar Guardian backup from Zai flying over as they'll split the two of them. But Yuragi BKB back up and ready. Goes Scepter from Boxy, will protect him from the final few right clicks, but as it comes to an end, Yuragi will manage to still finish him off. Jump over into the river, Chu locking off Zai. Ice Blast will be thrown over, but Chu's able to step out to the side. Mickey goes down, Zai surrounded by Amar and Tiger. Throw out the hammer and attempt to drag himself away, but he cannot escape. Zai goes down. Only Chu to fall so far on OG. As Matuma Man pops the ultimate form, won't be able to chase down Yuragi. In fact, BZM's looking to chase down the two of them, diving the tier 2 tower. They're looking to go for more here, OG, as the trap's set up. There's visions there for BZM to find himself the triple. Matu, the last survivor here on Liquid, and all he can do once again, it's just run.
Yeah, he can't get involved in these fights till BKB. Now it's coming out, but they just lost a pretty tremendous fight. As now he's actually also trapped for a second. He's trapped. Okay, he's blocking the way with his wolves, but another really successful fight from BZM. In particular, he's able to just get on top of these heroes, get the control onto the puck. Yeah, kind of dataless done.
Yeah, the physical damage from BZM is going to be quite something in the next fight. It's really getting some good stacks on the Deso as well. 6k lead now for OG. Making very, very good usage of these moments with the Aegis. Still 50 seconds left on it.
It's really looking difficult for Liquid to get the initial setup with the A Blast. That was 2 times it whiffed.
Yeah, they're not able to delete a hero at the start of a fight.
And it's also just this army, the Chen army. This is why we saw it so popular as well in Arlington.
See if they can do it this time in the mid. Here's the setup. Ice Blast comes in onto BZM, but it is at a moment where he still has the Aegis. He's going to be back for round 2. Zai dies underneath his own tier 2 tower. They'll find Chu on the backlines, but BZM, he's ready to jump in aggressively. Looking over towards Boxy. Chains will control him. Ghost Scepter buys Boxy some time. Amar will be chased out to the side, but the Halberd already thrown down onto Matuma Man, so a bit of his ultimate and BKB duration put to waste. Boxy cannot escape this. Matu again having to run back up towards the high ground. There's no fight to be had here for Liquid.
Hey, Matu just can't even fight even with BKB. The Halberd gets on him right before it pops. He spends the whole fight running.
Blows up there to the heavy physical DPS that BZM now has to offer. I mean, we saw that, Liquid, they wanted to try and put together a defense around the tier 2, but they chose to do it at a point where BZM, I think, probably had about 20 to 30 seconds left on the Aegis. Sure, you take him down the once. You're definitely not doing it a second time.
It was a bold move to try to go for this versus OG, because they even still have Hand of God. They still have Echo Slam. They still have quite a lot available for them for this fight. And now, I mean, the game just... That's pretty explosive.
It's two sets of racks here. I mean, a little bit of safety in the fact that Liquid still have a tier 2 top, so OG won't be able to push for more, but they've already pushed for what certainly feels like enough. A 13k lead now, 31 minutes in.
It's
severe
wild.
Damage to the base done.
It's wild too, right? Like, Mika is 6-1-9. He's had this perfect game, but one death allows him to just kind of roll over. Matu is still 5-0.
And Mato's 5-0-11.
He can't get into the fight because his hero is kind of countered versus a lot of this.
All he can do is run around.
Yep. This is...
He can't get stuck in.
Really good preparation here from OG. Even though they lost that first Roche, right? And that kind of gave Liquid a lot of momentum. Right after, it seems like that Roche didn't even matter. OG was like, okay. We got our game plan.
A BZM after the dayless. Those last fights going the way they did. He's already building up that money once more, getting towards, of course, that Hex.
Yeah, of course. I think that's...
So that game-ending item, he jumps in. Hex is one of these cores.
Yep.
It's going to be game. So Liquid, I cannot afford to make any more mistakes. The next fight, the next jump, it has to kill a core at the start of the fight, and not the one with the Aegis.
No, it's not. It's like the Ice Blast comes a bit delayed too, so Taiga always has the opportunity to actually get the heals off. And Taiga is actually, we haven't really talked about him too much, but he is humongous. How much he's providing, the auras, the heals, and everything too. Greaves finished. Like, I don't know how who does Matu actually focus fire. Everyone is pretty sustainable.
See Insane, yep. He's not going to get the chance to really set up for it. Opportune Ice Blast is immediately taken down. Mickey caught out by the stun. They've got enough before he can jump out. That's the two of them down. Mickey, no buyback. 1,300 gold short of it.
They're going to hit tier 4s,
I mean, they'll look to end this here, OG. I don't think there's anything that Liquid's going to be able to do to stop them. They've just got the 3 of them up. OG, all the push in the world here with the army of Tiger and the Deso, the DD as well, of course, on BZM as they take out the tier 4s.
Can't even cut creep waves. Matu tries to send his dominated creep, or his overloaded creep, gets taken by Chen. And yeah, that's just the game.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Liquid held back in the fountain. OG closing it up as they'll go towards the Ancient. Pick up a few more kills on the way out as Zai dies in the fountain. The Ancient falls. GG is called, and OG, they'll take this game 1. And
what an interesting
it was
one.
kind of close until it wasn't.
I mean,
we had a certain point. It's like, well, this is a nice close game. And then OG was like, excuse me, no, it's not.